Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to your another session of your online classes. Children, right now we are studying about lesson number 6, tissue, and today is the 11th part of the lesson. Just to remind you that we have already finished about the plant tissues and right now we are studying about the animal tissue. I told you that animal tissues, broadly, based on their structure and function, can be classified as epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and the nervous tissue. So, children, right now we are studying about the connective tissue. Now, we were discussing about the types of connective tissue. So, children, today we are going to study the third type of connective tissue, that is the fluid connective tissue, or we also call it as liquid connective tissue. Now, it gets its name fluid or liquid connective tissue depending on the type of matrix it has. It has got the matrix which is in fluid or in liquid state, and fluid connective tissue, there are of two types, blood and the lymph. Let us study about the blood. Now, children, this is a picture of your blood cell, and in the blood cell, you know the blood flows in the blood vessels, and children, there are the blood that you see red in color. Actually, it is composed of many other components. These components are broadly classified into two, the blood plasma and the blood cells. Okay, and you can see here the presence of different type of blood cells, that is the white blood cell, red blood cell, and the blood platelets. So, the blood consists of two components, that is the blood plasma and the formed elements. The formed elements includes RBC, WBC, or the blood platelets. RBC or the red blood platelets are also called as erythrocytes. White blood cells are also called as leukocytes, and the blood platelets, they are also called as the thrombocytes. Children, what are some of the main function of blood? Let us understand. When we study the different functions of blood, we understand that we can very broadly classify all its function into three categories: transport, protection, and regulation. So blood help in the transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide from lungs to different part of the body, and same way the other. It helps in the transportation of nutrients from the digestive tract to different part of the body, the different waste that are produced in our body, and they have to be detoxified in the liver and kidney. So blood helps in bringing those waste products back to liver and kidney. The different hormones that are secreted from our gland, since the glands that produce hormones, they are called as the ductless gland. So blood help in the transportation of hormones from the glands to the target organ. Blood also helps to regulate our body temperature. Leukocytes or the WBC, they help in killing the microorganism and the cancerous cells. Blood platelets, they help in blood clotting, and blood also helps in maintaining the pH of our body by absorbing either the excess of acids or the bases that are formed in our body. It also helps to maintain the water balance in our body by transferring water to and from different tissues to the kidney. So children, this is the red blood cell that you can see. Now look at the shape of the red blood cell. This we have also studied in fifth lesson, children. Why do different cells have different shape? So here you can see that a red blood cell, it is disc and biconcave in shape, and it has got a typical shape so that it can reach out each and every part of our body. Now, the types of blood cells that are found in our blood, they are mainly on of two types. The red blood cells, obviously they are red in color. White blood cells, they are not white in color, but they have just got the name white blood cell. The red blood cells, it has got red color due to the presence of a pigment which is known as the hemoglobin. So the main function of red blood cell is to help in the transportation of oxygen from lungs to different part of the body, and at the same time help in the transportation of carbon dioxide from different part of our body to the lung. And the red blood cell, it has almost lost all its inner cellular components, and it doesn't have mitochondria and nucleus. Many times children, this question is asked in the exam. Name the cell that do not have mitochondria or nucleus. So the correct answer is red blood cell. Now children, white blood cells. Actually there are 5 different type of blood cells, and when we study about the cytoplasm of these white blood cells, we find that some of the white blood cells in the cytoplasm granules are present, while in some they are not present. So based on the presence and absence of granules in the cytoplasm, white blood cells, they are classified as granulocytes and agranulocytes, and the basic function of white blood cell is to provide immunity to our body. These are the different type of white blood cell children I was telling you. Neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil, they are granular, while monocyte and lymphocyte are agranular. Children, all these pictures are given in your textbook. Now children, what are blood platelets? Let us understand. Blood platelets, actually children, they are the fragments of bone marrow cells, and hence they are not classified as a cells. What is their function? Their main function is to stop any type of bleeding that is happening in our body. For example, children, in case you have got a cut in your body, a very minute cut, maybe by a sewing needle or by a very minor cut in which you have some 2 to 3 drops of blood coming out. After half an hour, you will find that it is totally cured and you will feel as if nothing has happened. So it is all due to the presence of blood platelets in our body. So its main function is to stop bleeding. Second is to secrete coagulants to promote blood clotting. In case you get a major injury also, you will find children that after few hours of taking medicine and all, you will find some red clots that are being formed on the injury wherever you have got. Okay, and its function is also to dissolve the blood clots that are formed inside our body and when they are no longer needed. It helps in digesting and destroying the bacteria, and it helps to regulate growth factors to maintain the inner lining of the blood cells. Now, children, the next type of loose connective tissue is the lymph. Now, what is lymph and how it is formed? Let us understand. Children, lymph. Now, you know that in our body, animal cells are present, and that is the cell wall is absent. Now, cell membrane is highly permeable, and you know it all the time allow the movement of different type of molecules inside and outside the cell. So, due to the process of X osmosis, every cell keeps on losing some amount of water, and along with the water children, the larger food molecules and some of the fat molecules and some of the WBC, they also move outside the cell wall, and outside the animal cell, a liquid is formed, and that liquid is known as lymph. Lymph is also known as extracellular fluid. Lymph is basically made up of water and it contains lot of WBC. A red blood cell is absent. So it is a pale blue fluid which is present around the tissue. It helps to maintain body fluid and helps in the removal of bacteria and from the tissues. It is almost similar to blood plasma, and it is derived from the blood, and ultimately it joins a lymph node which joins a blood vessel, and it is ultimately added to the blood. Now, what are the function of blood lymph children? It helps to mature the white blood cell of the blood. It helps to kill the bacteria and other microorganisms and helps to maintain our body immunity. It also helps to maintain our body fluid. It helps to carry the digested and absorbed fat from our intestine. Since the fat molecules are larger in size, so they cannot be very easily carried by the red blood cell. So in that case, the WBC does that function, and it also helps to remove the excess of fluid from the blood. So children, ultimately these are the two type of loose connective tissue that I wanted to teach you today: red blood cell, white blood cell, and the blood platelets. So you can see the different type of RBC, you can see different type of WBC and the platelets. So now our last topic is, let us understand the difference between the blood and the lymph. Yes, lymph is colorless whereas blood is color. Lymph help in the defense mechanism and is a part of our immune system, whereas blood does a very important function of transportation of different components. Lymph always moves in a one direction, that is, it always moves towards the heart, whereas blood moves in two direction, that is, from heart to different part of the body and from different part of our body to the heart. The movement of lymph take place very slowly, whereas our blood moves very fast with the help of our heartbeats and our blood vessels and the blood capillaries. Lymph carries very less amount of oxygen and digestive therefore, whereas blood carries lot of oxygen. Actually, blood only helps in supplying oxygen to different part of our body, and it has to carry the different molecules that I told you earlier. So, children, it was all about today's topic. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the topic, and please write down all these notes and try to draw the diagram whichever you can draw. Thank you. Take care of yourself, children.